What's up YouTube, it's AVRLR32 here, bringing you guys a discussion on the first place Dragon Ruler deck profile. I know I already covered it on my channel, but I figured I would give a bit of a discussion, kind of like my YCS Toronto recap, so to speak, because I haven't actually given a recap yet. So I figured I would just kind of give it now. School's been really busy for me, so that's why I haven't posted in like 3 days. Um, and also, I've been trying to get over my cold, which I think I'm finally getting over the hump, so to speak, of this cold. But anyways, moving right into the deck profile. So let's first discuss YCS Toronto. YCS Toronto, of course, there was a lot of diversity. In the top 32, we clearly saw that. Top 16, we clearly saw that. Top 8, we clearly saw that with the one Infinity and the one Blackwing. Even though there was only one of each in the top, it still is diversity, especially with Dreg Unity. We haven't seen Dreg Unities pop up in a long time, and the prices of those cards have just shot up through the roof practically overnight. Um, and then we also had Mermails on the top, and what surprised a lot of people was Dragon Ruler still on the top. Now, of course, this surprised a lot of people because with all the babies being completely banned, they pretty much had no synergy anymore. But whenever you kind of throw in a bit of more of a draw engine, and and essentially when you throw in more of a draw engine, you are able to get this, which you have right here, the first place deck. So let's discuss why this one. I believe this won because number one, it caught a lot of people off guard, of course. The Dragon Ruler plant build, I believe if it were not for this build, the Dragon Ruler plant build probably would have won. So if you guys don't feel like making this build and feel more comfortable with Dragon Ruler plants, definitely go with that because Dragon Ruler plants is a great deck. I have tested it. It's a very great viable deck. The plant engine really provides for some nice plays. Maybe even throw a Titanial in there if you really want to. I wouldn't suggest it though, just because it's a level 8 and doesn't have synergy with the dragons. Um, but regardless, it's still a good overall deck. Now, why did the Dragon Ruler deck win? I think because of just all the draw power that it had. You know, obviously you can't go Super Rejuve, draw for 8, thank God. But it's so nice just to like test here on Dueling Network and just open up with Card of Consonance, Sacred Sword of 7 stars, Tempest, Koroseka, and like what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like an Effect Veiler and a Max C. And then you just draw for days. You can go Sacred Sword, banish the Tempest, draw 2, get your debris. Then you can go Card of Consonance, get the Koroseka out of your hand and draw for another 2. That's already +4, and you go through your deck extremely quick. I remember one time I was playtesting, and I ended up having 10 cards in my hand with this deck, and had about 15 cards left in my deck. And I had 10 cards in my hand. 10 cards. So many plays for days, you guys. This deck is frigging insane, and if you still have your Dragon Ruler stuff, I highly suggest that you build it. I know I am. I'm currently in a trade for a title and 3 Redox, so hopefully my friend will be able to do the trade with that today, so that'll cut about 20 bucks or so down from the price that I want to, because it's just over 200 for what I need. I need 2 more blasters, 3 Redox, a Tempest, a title, 2 Sacred Sword, an Orient Dragon, a Star Eater, a Dracosac, and a Big Eye. Yeah, that's it. The side deck is, you know, you don't have to get the exact side verbatim. You know, I pretty much have most of these things next to Debunk and XYZ Encore. But even then, like, even XYZ Encore is a great card, especially the fact that it's a quick play. In case you don't know what it does, you can target a face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls that has an Xyz material, and detach all Xyz materials from it, and if you do, you can return that monster to the extra deck. Then if there's a monster card in the graveyard among those detached Xyz materials, special summon as many of those monsters as possible from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in face-up defense position, and their levels are reduced by 1 on the field, and cards effects and non-P activate response to this card's activation. So it's almost like a super poly, so to speak, but it defuses the Xyz monster, so to speak. If you want to pick them up, I highly suggest that you do because they are very close to on the rise of 20 bucks a piece, and it's going to be very hard to pick them up once they get that high because people are going to be holding on to those like they are going out of stock. Sorry guys, I just woke up. And then Debunk, it's kind of always been like a $5 card, and it's just a good all-around card. You know, the ability to negate the activation of an effect monster's effect that activates in the hand or graveyard and remove it from play is very nice. You know, you can negate Swift Scarecrow, you can negate Battle Fader, you can negate Gores, Trag. Um, you can, I believe, you can negate the E-Dragons. Like if you go to use Blaster and you pitch as the cost, I believe you could use the Blink for that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not totally sure. Um, I would need to look up that ruling. But and also Raigeki Break was a very nice tech since basically all the traps got like really kicked hard. Uh, it was really cool to see Raigeki break. It has really good synergy with the dragons too because you want your Korosekas in the grave because you never use their effect. You purely use them to get them into your hand with Tempest in order to normal summon them and then sync up with your E-Dragons or to use them for Card of Consonance. And if you're not using them for Card of Consonance, then you can use them for Raigeki Break. And if you have Dandelion in your hand, you can use Raigeki Break. If you have a Dead Max Seer Veiler in your hand, you can use Raigeki Break to pitch it and pop something. Dragon's Ravine is also very nice because if you have a Coruscant in your hand and no Card of Consonance, you can pitch it to get one of your E-Dragons in the grave. And then if you have an E-Dragon in your hand, you can banish and then just boom, 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 boom. Ah, I lost connection. Um, yeah, that's awkward. Um, but you see what I mean. Like, the deck can make very, very nasty plays uh, very, very quickly. And what's really nice is that even if you have like little to no resources in your hand, you can make a lot of plays and pushes just with the E-Dragons that are in your graveyard. You can easily make a Dracosack, you can easily make a Big Eye. It's really, really nice. And it's pretty much a cheap version of last format's Dragon Rulers, because before you need like 3 Dracosacks and a Big Eye, which is practically impossible. So, but anyways, that's pretty much the discussion anyway, so I don't know what's going on with this. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed my little discussion and YCS Toronto recap. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, rate, comment, most importantly, subscribe. We are almost up to 300 subscribers. Hopefully we'll be able to get there soon. And yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.